Hi guys, and welcome back to another Adopt Me video. In today's video, I'm going to be reading your guys's unpopular opinions. So I thought I'd do this because someone asked in my comments section if I would ask people about their unpopular opinions and then read them out. I don't know whether I'm going to have the comments on the screen. It depends how lazy I am. So we'll just see. I might just read the names out and then read the unpopular opinions out. Also, I want to introduce everyone to Lotus, one of my new main pets. I did trade my bat dragon for this neon giraffe. I'm not going to say what I traded for it because otherwise I might get judged, and I already feel kind of like unsure whether I did a good trade, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, so to begin, also I got Midna to level 100 and I will post a video, I think I already posted a short, depending on when this is going to come out, of her reaching level 100, which is very exciting, so yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to start reading out my viewers' unpopular opinions and share some of my own. Where is it? Let me check. Okay, here. So the first submission I got was by Art52552, and I've got to say I really love your Nezuko profile picture. I love Demon Slayer so much. It's one of my favourite. It's like my favourite series of all time. Literally, I love it so much. Anyway, and you said, I don't know if this is unpopular, but I feel like a lot of the newer updates are getting repetitive. And to some extent, I do agree. However, I feel like because I only started last year, like almost last year, I don't know a lot of, like, I know the update, I've been through a lot of the updates, because obviously in a year there's quite a few updates, but I feel like they are, like, making it different every single time. I get with, like, the bait thing, it can be kind of annoying, and what I've done now is I've decided that I'm no longer going to be trading baits for turtles, etc., because honestly, I need to stop spending money. I'm just going to start probably just buying Robux pets instead. Obviously, depending on how much Robux it is, just to limit myself, because I feel like with the baits it is quite unfair because a lot of people won't have Robux, and I do get the updates are kind of repetitive, but I really do love, like, the updates where you can do mini games to get certain things. Like, I do really like that. I feel like I do think that the Sakura thing, you know, with when they had a break for 2 hours and then they continued to do the 2 times pack aging, was kind of like the Galactic Pass thing, but I'm not upset about that, you know. I think adding passes, like, can you imagine if they added an Adopt Me Battle Pass? I don't think they've done a pass in quite a while, just to give us a break, which is good. But I personally think they're giving us new things every time, or they're giving us new concepts. But there are different pets, and it's still nice for, like, newer players to have a go at the older updates. So all I would say to this is that I think they are somewhat different, and I don't know whether they're repetitive, but because I just kind of enjoy all the updates. But let me know what you guys think down below. Also, I didn't even mention, oh yeah, this is my summer fit. Don't worry, my usual fit hasn't gone. This is just saved as my summer outfit, because I thought, why not make a summer outfit, you know? Because it's really warm where I am. It's like boiling. I don't know where's my dog actually? Oh, my dog is downstairs. I was like, anyway, And then I had someone say a couple of their unpopular opinions, and they are Robin's left wing. I don't know whether that's a nod to Batman, but if it is, yay, because I love Batman. They said, I feel like exotics don't make sense and I kind of hate them. And to be honest, I kind of do too. But there are so many things that people say are exotic that just aren't exotic. And the whole idea of exotics are just a bit weird. So I do agree. I just think they should just call them cute pets, you know? Because the idea of it being exotic means that it's from somewhere else, like it's from outside of where we are, if that makes sense. Like from a far off land, or if you want to get poetic, but and these pets, they kind of like, a lot of them that are deemed exotic are things that are literally in-game. For example, the Nautilus. I think the Royal Palace Spaniel is classed as one. Like, I just don't understand how some of these are classed as exotics. They should just call them cute pets, because I just don't know, really. And I feel like they are becoming more hated, because the value does fluctuate so much. But I just like hate saying the word exotics. Like, I'm so tired of saying it. But I just wish we'd call them cute pets. I'm going to start calling exotics cute pets, you know, just to change it up, because they're not really exotics. Because when I ask people what exotics mean, people always say out-of-game pets, but there's certain in-game pets that are classed as exotic. So I don't know, but that's my opinion. Number 2, Adopt Me shouldn't keep making bat dragons for winter updates. I feel like they just kind of look the same thing being reused again and again. This is where we kind of disagree, because bat dragons are kind of sort of known for Adopt Me, and it is a very iconic pet. And can you imagine how much backlash they would get if they stopped doing bat dragons? Because ever since they did the strawberry shortcake bat dragon, there's kind of been this anticipation for the Christmas update to release a new bat dragon. And I feel like there are a lot of people that really love the idea of there being another bat dragon, and, you know, and the thing is, a bat dragon is something that Adopt Me has made. I don't think a bat dragon exists outside of Adopt Me. So it's very iconic, and I feel like it gives people a chance to have some form of a bat dragon, even though if it isn't the original, it's still some form. And I feel like it's just, I don't know, I feel like I really don't mind it, to be honest. I remember when the first bat dragons came out, like, not the first bat dragons, when the fairy bat dragon came out, I remember it was absolutely tiny, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but it was just a glitch. But honestly, they're so beautiful, and I don't mind there being lots of renditions of the bat dragons when it comes to Christmas, etc., to be honest. But I am, like, interested the fact that the bat dragons came from the Halloween update, but the bat dragons for every Christmas is on Christmas. Like, I wonder if they'll release another Halloween bat dragon, you know? I don't know, but it is very interesting to think about. Then the last submission that they put is, I miss role-playing so much. I just restarted after quitting for 2 years and everyone's just trading now. I remember when I ever first touched Adopt Me, there weren't pets there, and I remember there just being so many role-playing things. And to be honest, I wasn't that interested, because I was always just playing something else. I don't know what I would play. Really, I can't quite remember, but I remember just really, 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 really loving that other Adopt a Baby game, you know, the one with, like, that house that everyone was after as soon as you got in the game. It was I just remember that game. I loved that so much. Then this was said by Sweet Dulce Doll. I don't know how you say that, but that some of the pets are just remakes of pets but recolored. Adopt Me is running out of ideas, but at least they're kind of consistent with updates. I'm kind of thinking about this with the butterfly update, the sanctuary. I do believe that in some areas they were kind of lazy, but also they have given us a whole update itself, and the prismatic butterfly and the lunar butterfly that's coming out this Friday, like, looks absolutely amazing. Like, I really, really love it. And to be honest, I think, like, I get that they can be lazy with models, but I think they still try. It's at least something. And honestly, I don't think I could do a better job. So I don't really mind that much, but I did notice that there are some butterflies that do look similar. They're just like recolored. But yeah, I do understand the frustration. But at the end of the day, you don't have to get the pets if you feel like they are just recolors. And especially because I don't know whether it was because back in the day, I thought about this with the albino bat and the bat when they came out. Obviously I wasn't around when it came out, but when they came out, I don't think you could colour your pet yet. I don't know. But literally the update, like, literally you could literally just recolour the normal bat to an albino bat and it would just be the same, because the mega bat I think is worth 3 and the mega albino bat is worth 12, so it's kind of just like you can just recolour the black bat, you know? So yeah, I do understand. So someone else called Angie Design said, I have a few. The law should not be 1,020 Robux, it should be about 30 to 80,000 bucks, or at least still Robux but a less amount, especially considering you only get books, age up potions and lower pets. I kind of agree with this. I think the law being that amount is quite a lot, like it's like a £10 for an extra law, and you could just get another account. If you don't want to pay that for the second law, you can just get your other account and place the law in there, so it's kind of the same. It's not like a need really, it's just kind of a want if you want to be able to have an extra chance just on the same account so you don't log in on 2 other accounts, you know? So I don't know, I feel like it being priced at 30 to 80,000 bucks would just be like a massive price. And I really don't know how to feel about this. I feel like it's okay at the way it's priced. I think it should go down to at least like 700 Robux or like less. Because like you said, the chance of getting the frostbite bear is very, very low. But I feel like it is kind of justified to some extent, because there is still the chance that you can get the frostbite bear, and like I said, you can always get another account and still have the same chance of getting the bear either way, even if you just use another account. So it's kind of like a unusual, it's not like a need. You don't really need to have it, if that makes sense. So I kind of feel I think I feel neutral about this at the moment, but yeah, that's how I feel. The next unpopular opinion that I got, oh my god, I have to do the camping task. I literally can't be bothered to do that. I'm just gonna stay here. So the next unpopular opinion that I got is, I genuinely don't understand how hyped values are, because if you will never know the actual value of a pet, because there is none. It's just numbers labelled on a pet. Like a Cabot's value on Elf could be different than a Cabot's value on GG, same with any other pet. The thing is, I would love to just not use values and to be able to use the things in my head. But the problem is because everyone else uses them, you're kind of stuck in a loop where you feel like you have to use them because how are you going to know what's fair for the other person? And if this person says you're under, you're going to have to figure out how are you under? So it's really, really difficult when it comes to this kind of thing that it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of, it's hard to, the values I think help you understand it, and it certainly helped me understand it, but you've also kind of got to figure it out by yourself. You've got to kind of practice learning about values, and that's kind of what I had to do. I had to do trial and error. Like sometimes I would do an overpay and then I'd think, oh no, why did I do this? Because I check with my friends afterwards. And it's just about trial and error, and then you get a hang of it at some point. And that's just kind of what you have to do, because there are times when you're going to have to just ignore the values on the site because you might disagree with them. I might think, well, that's not right because I thought that would have more value, you know? And the thing with pets rising so much, it can be so difficult to figure out what is good and what is like bad, like what's gonna rise and what's not, because I never thought the alley cat would rise that much, you know? Like I don't know why it's risen that much, you know, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I think the values are just a guide, really, in my opinion. I do tend to use ELV, but I also try to use kind of common sense as well, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just try my best to have an idea on what something is worth. Oh my god, I earned an age up potion. Okay, I'm trying my best to make a neon prismatic butterfly before the new butterfly comes out, and I have 20 age up potions so far, and I think I have 5 on my other account, my alt account, so I think I just need 15. Well, obviously after I get 20, I'll need 15 more, which I'll see if I can do that by the end of this week, and I think I might be able to, because why is it so easy for me now just to get age up potions? Like I remember I had like 5 the other day, and now I have 20, and I don't know how the heck I did that. I'm so confused, because it used to take me actual ages in order to get like things done. Then the last submission was, don't get me wrong, I love updates, but sometimes it's too much. Like holiday updates are okay, and sometimes cute little events, but it's overwhelming when I want to make neons beggars from past updates, but I constantly have to grind for new updates. We need breaks. That's the thing about a game, is that it makes you want to, it's all about consuming and playing, and unfortunately that's just how a game works. But yeah, there are a lot of like neons and stuff that I haven't made that I'm still trying to catch up on. But for example, this update, there's not a lot of the newer pets that I like, except the prismatic and the one that's coming out on the on Friday. So I kind of have somewhat of a break. Like the other day, yesterday I made my mega alicorn, and I made that because I had age up potions and I just gave up on making the prismatic, but then obviously I got my prismatic butterflies, so now I'm gonna have to make the prismatic one as well. But it can be very overwhelming, but if you think about it, if there weren't a lot of updates, really, people will complain otherwise, so they've kind of got to satisfy everyone to some extent. And there are some times when people literally they will they'll update a furniture pack and stuff, and that will be a break. So I don't know, I think breaks are needed, but I think it's kind of voluntarily. You need to kind of do it yourself, and say, look, I'm gonna take a break from this. I know that I want that, but I'm gonna take this day and just try make this neon, try make this neon. Try making neons that aren't legendary, because neon legendaries are such a pain to make neon. But yeah, unfortunately that is the nature of this game. It's all about consuming, and it's all about, you know, the next thing, because the more people that play, the more that they get recognized and the more that the sales go up. So that's kind of how the game somewhat works. And I mean, even if you miss an update, or even if you can't make something neon, you can always get them later. Like, you can always get them when they're not so high in demand, if that makes sense. And that's always the way that I go, or the way that I approach it, is that if I can't make something neon by the end of the update, I'm not going to worry, because there's always going to be a time when I can make it, you know? For example, the orchid butterfly, I've kind of given up on trying to get that, because I just think at some point I'll be able to make it neon, or I'll be able to get one, so I'm not too stressed, if that makes sense, because it is just a game at the end of the day. Sorry, why is my voice so croaky? I don't know why, but yeah. Then someone called Rebecca XX Bunny said that the items for building cost so much. Like, I had 50k bucks, then after I got to 20k. That's why it's important to save some of the is my light glitching up there? What is going... Also, what is this? There's like a blue... I'm so confused what is going on with my house. Anyway, I do think that it is important to save the cloned... Like, it is important to clone the free items you get with the home you have got, and save them, and then you can always just clone them for free. But at the end of the day, it's kind of... It does cost a lot. But I think it could be worse to some extent, if that makes sense. Like, things could be worth so much more, but I do really understand. Like, the flipping mannequins and the pet displays, they are worth so much for absolutely no reason. Like, I get that you can obviously display your pets and stuff, but like 1,000 bucks to be able to display your pet is actually insane. But again, it goes back to being able to, you know, like, put hours into this game, like, consume the game, etc. It's all about having people playing the game. That Adopt Me wants, if that makes sense. I played for 1,500 hours, which is a lot. So I've put a good fair few days into this game. How many days is... Hold on, I'm gonna search this up. I've been playing for essentially 60... I'm gonna round it up, 63 days straight if I were to recreate my account. That's how long I would have to play for. Which is so long. But also, I think I came back to the game, so I don't know how many hours I had when I first started playing the game, which was obviously before the pets, and then obviously I came back like sometimes just to play with my friend, but I didn't have good pets whatsoever. So obviously I don't know how long I put into the game before I started playing fully, but yeah, I've been playing for 63 days straight, apparently, with the hours I've put into this game. So yeah, that is how long I've been playing. If we start off with the Robux thing, it is extremely hard to get things with, oh my god, Tulip. I'm filming a video. This is Tulip Plays, guys, if you know her. So, yeah. Lol. Oh my god. Then the last submission that I'm going to read for today's video, because today's video is getting quite long from my recording standpoint. I don't know how long it'll be in video form, but we'll just have to see. This submission is by LunaGamer953, and she said paycheck should come back into the game. I completely agree as well with this. I do think that they should come back into the game. I know that they've made it somewhat easier to gain books, but I still do think that it's just kind of nice, I suppose, to be able to have that kind of little payment for, you know, just, I don't know, it's just added something to the game, just a little quirky feature, I guess, that just helped people that aren't necessarily grinders, if that makes sense. The AFK grinding station shouldn't have been scrapped. I love the concept. The thing is with it being an AFK grinding thing is that technically no one would technically have like actually actively play, and I feel like it would be very boring, because I remember when the Cherry Blossom event came out, and everyone was literally in the grinding area. They were like dead servers, and it just didn't seem that fun, you know what I mean? It just seemed kind of like, and I guess you could maybe make the argument that you don't earn as many books, aging, etc. But I think I would honestly prefer the game feeling more alive than people feel like it just being AFK, if that makes sense. Then they mentioned the Christmas bat dragons that they needed to go, but I feel like I quite like them, and I feel like there'd be more of an uproar if they were stopped than if they were changed, if you know what I mean. So, and then they also mentioned about the AFK space and event, the Sakurai update, make a separate server for people who want to be AFK, otherwise it gets really annoying. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at as well. So I think having a server that could go AFK would be nice, but also you might just find loads of servers that are just AFK, and lots of people want to go in those servers, and that there's hardly anyone in the normal servers, if that makes sense. But that is just my opinion, and thank you for submitting. Oh, this isn't the last one, by the way. The last one is going to be this one. I will probably do a part 2 of this, because there are quite a few that I need to like read and stuff, and there's like people that have replied to those opinions, etc. So yeah, so this is the last submission I'm going to read. Chloe X Hart said, unpopular opinion, Robux pets aren't bad. Adopt Me is a big game and it has to make their money somehow. And if you really want the pet, wait for the value to drop a little after the update. Love you, Link. Thank you so much. I definitely do agree with this, and I don't want to seem like I'm totally defending Adopt Me on every single thing, and there's nothing wrong with Adopt Me. I just kind of feel like Adopt Me needs to make their money at like some way, otherwise the game is gonna, if they don't make money, the game can't run, etc. So Robux pets are, unfortunately, they do have to be a thing, but and it is unfair for people that don't have Robux. However, we wouldn't be able to even play the game if the developers didn't get their money, if that makes sense. So whilst I do think it's important that there are good pets that do not cost Robux, even the Bat Dragon didn't cost Robux whatsoever. So even though I feel like there should be pets that definitely do not cost Robux, that are just as cute and just as valuable, the Robux pets are always going to be somewhat valuable because they do cost IRL money. And yeah, so that is all the opinions that unpopular opinions I'm going to be reading today. Let me know your thoughts down below. I will probably make a part 2 to this, whether you guys want it. Sorry if my voice before was a bit croaky. I'm filming, I kind of filmed and then kind of stopped filming and then filmed again. So this is why it might be like my voice might sound weird in 2 parts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!